Welcome to the Gratefully Yours Wine Podcast. My name is Jim Campanini, and I am the co-host of the show with my good friend, the Wine Butler.
Good morning.
Michael Pidgeon.
Good morning.
I didn't even introduce you yet, and you're saying good morning. You're jumping across my script. Let me say my lines. Relax. You know, must be walking up
I'll
those
take
stairs.
back my good morning then.
Okay, so how are you today?
For your script.
This InsideLowell podcast is coming to you from WellPoint Studios. Unicare is now WellPoint. New name, same commitment to Massachusetts. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. You can see our beautiful studios coming along. Teddy Panos, our producer in the corner. Good morning, Teddy. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. Doing great.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we didn't have a show last week.
Mm-hmm.
I was away for my annual birthday golf trip to Washington, D.C.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And you were living large.
Oh, yeah. So my twin brother and I, John, we go down to Washington, play golf. Well, we're hosted by the great and generous Bill McCann, formerly from Andover, Massachusetts. He worked for Marty Mann. Well, Marty, I think, worked for him. You know, he was Marty's chief of staff. Is a great kid, great guy. Made out. He's I went to Michigan, got his MBA there. It's tough to get into that school unless you're smart, you know. And he's doing very well. SMI. Strategic Materials Innovation is his company, a big lobbying firm. He does a lot of helps a lot of colleges with the research grants and and defense materials companies. So helps a lot of companies in this area to get on the radar, and stuff. So he does a great job. But Bill hosted us at his new house. And we played golf at his golf course. He's a member of the Army-Navy Country Club. There are two of them in Arlington and Fairfield. We played both of them. So it was a great weekend. And then we went to Congresswoman Lori Trahan's 3rd District Day.
Very successful here. Very successful fundraiser.
She had Bill had hosted a fundraiser for her, and then there was Lori had her welcoming reception for her 3rd District Day guests on a rooftop bar of a restaurant, which was absolutely phenomenal. You could see all of Washington and stuff, and so it was a nice time. Yeah.
Rolled out a nice birthday cake for you and your brother.
Oh, yeah, they surprised us, and very nice. Bill and the Congresswoman, they brought out a birthday cake. Happy birthday, John and Jim, and 100 supporters saying happy birthday to us.
Very nice.
And all these people probably wondered, who are these old geezers? Who are they? And so. By the time I got done, people, the people, coming up and say, "Oh, happy birthday!" I couldn't even get to the birthday cake; it was half gone by the time I got there. They ate the Jim side. All they said was "Happy John."
Happy John, yeah.
The other side, but it was a spectacular evening, and they were very, very nice. So it was very nice. At this age, it's unbelievable that anybody recognizes you or remembers you. So that was very nice.
So here we are today, and you're going to enlighten the audience with your brother John's successful 2023 Zinfandel.
Well, yeah. So, what was it? 2.5, 3 months ago, we had John on the show.
Yeah.
And then we also had him on for 2 shows in Florida to talk about the making of his Old Vin Zinfandel.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his 8th vintage. And at the time when we talked to him, he had pressed the juice. It was fermenting, and then he had to rack it. So a couple of weeks ago, he bottled it, and he sent up, when I was at his house to drop him off, because I flew out of Providence, picked him up. We flew out of Providence to go to Washington. He gave me 2 bottles, one for you and one for me. So I said, oh, good, we'll try it on the show.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the bottle of 2023. John makes it at the Big River Lodge Vineyard and Winery, which is in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. It says handcrafted in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. So
That's it seems lighter colored this year than other years. That can't be, though, with the same grapes and the same process.
it's the great, Pagacci in California. But the color is, it's a
light.
little lighter.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see, it's almost like a ruby colored. Would you say
Very
that?
light. Very light.
Yeah. Very aromatic.
Very nice. Yeah.
Very aromatic.
It has promise for the taste. Let's see.
My brother said it came out a little more like a Pinot Noir than a Zinfandel, you know?
Yeah.
But it's 100% Zinfandel.
I wonder how that can be with the same process. I remember it as being darker the last vintage. But, you know, if he does everything the same, and it's the same grape, how
it could have been well, for something like this, the extraction process. You don't you don't let the juice stay in contact with the skin for as long as maybe it happened the year before. He'll have to check his books. Maybe that's what he wanted. He wanted a little lighter.
Maybe he mixed it 50-50 with water. You think he...
Definitely lighter.
Pleasant.
Yeah. Definitely lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely lighter. It's
Yeah, it's in Zinfandel. It's his.
tastes like raspberry.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Well, raspberry. Yeah, it's a nice. It is lighter.
I give him a higher score. This one, I'll give him an 8. Last one, I think I gave him an 87. I give him an 88.9 on that or something.
It's.
I like that.
It's a little fruitier.
Yeah.
Not as tannic.
Mm-hmm. Not as tannic at all. No, he should stay with that next year, whatever he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I'll have
I
to
think he's refining the process, but it's got a nice. It's got a nice taste. You know what? This would even be good chilled, I would think.
Sure.
You know, just like a Lambrusco when you chill the Lambrusco and stuff, and it's got.
That's a very pleasant wine.
Yeah, he's got a nice feel to it and stuff. Yep. So he's got those bottles. He was giving them out to friends, and
he made a bottle of this for me. He
gave me a bottle for you. Yeah,
well, I'll have to.
He told me that he wants the bottle back, so don't throw the bottle back. Bottles are very expensive.
Glass is hard to come by sometime. It was a couple of years
and
ago.
it had it so, you know, he corks. He doesn't use screw tops.
Yeah.
So he corks. Here's the cork. Well, you can't reuse the cork, but he goes first class, you know? So not a bad drink.
Not at all. No,
you know?
Not bad at all. I like it. Yeah. I've tasted a lot. Well, not that many, but other wines on this show that I haven't liked as much as that. Not Zinfandels, you know, but some wines you like. This is pleasant. I think it's pleasant. A good, nice, drinkable wine.
And it does end dry.
Nice taste. I have a nice aftertaste.
It's not that fruit juicy quality. It's very, very.
Yeah.
It's got. See, the only thing is, I'd like to find out the alcohol level. See, he usually tests. He didn't write it on the bottle, but he told me it was around 13.5 to 14%.
Oh, it doesn't feel that high to me. 12 and a half, 13.
Yeah, it feels a little lighter. Feels a little lighter, but it's got a good quality.
Maybe that's what makes it so pleasant. Very easily drinkable.
So
nothing standoffish about it at all. That's a nice.
No. So that wasn't
a success.
So Johnny Camp, if you're watching the show, you know, good job. Mike gives it a good.
How many cases did he make? Probably 20.
He made, I think, 160 bottles. He said he was able to. 160.
It's a nice load.
So that's going to be over 10 cases. 12 cases. Yeah. So.
It's very nice.
No, he did a good job. So
unfortunately, it's not available to the viewer. They can't pick this up at any retail store.
No, but that's definitely a $15 wine. You know, Johnny Camp could put that commercialize that, I would say. $15. You get $15 for that bottle, huh?
$13.99 and up. Yeah, not past 20, but yeah, right, that little spot in there. Yeah.
So you'd give it 88 points, huh? 88, 89?
Yeah. Because I think he was a little put off once I gave him an 87, but that's what I felt. It's a better. This is probably his best so far. To me,
He said it was. He thought it was.
Not by that much, because the other wine was good also. But this has that nice little likability, pleasantness to it. It's a comfortable wine. It's nice drinkable wine.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, like
now, so this is a Zinfandel. The grapes come from California. Okay, I think it's the Pagani, Pagani. He buys his grapes every year from them, the same grower, and so he's built that consistency. And Big River Winery, they got seven or eight other winemakers. So they buy the grapes in volume. So that's how they cut costs, they get a deal, but they're consistent throughout. So we got to have. There's one other winemaker there, Jason. I forget his last name, but he owns the winery. Okay, and we'll have him on the show, zoom in sometime, because he made a great. He likes to do white wines, and this year my brother said his Sauvignon Blanc, and he also made a rosé that was spectacular. So Jason is a world traveler. He chartered a plane. He went to Iceland to follow the eclipse. He went to Texas, Plano, Texas, where it started, and then he took the plane. That's where he went to Michigan. Reykjavik was another trip. He followed the eclipse across America. He took like 8 or 9 friends with him. Guy's got some money. It's not from grapes either. So, but he likes to make wine. So we'll have him on his show to talk about the process and maybe a little of his trip. So now we're going to talk about Primitivo. Is the Italian equivalent of America's Zinfandel. Now we've talked about that before. This is Primitivo di Manduria. Manduria is a little community inside the Salento Peninsula in Puglia, at the very bottom. The toe where the boot comes down. Puglia is on the east coast. It comes down.
You're near the heel side.
What's the toe side? The heel side is Campania side. Okay. So Calabria is the heel down there. This is the east coast side. Okay. So, and this is the Sessantanni Old Vines Zinfandel. Sessantanni in Italian means 60. So this is 60-year-old old vines. Now look at the difference in the color.
Much darker. Wow.
And this is a DOC wine. This was rated 99 points at the annual, this was in the 2022 contest. Luca Maroni, he's a top wine critic. I guess he was the judge at the annual Best of Wines show in southern Italy, just southern Italian wines, okay? So this is a 2018 vintage, all right? You smell it?
Got a little more intensity to it.
Yeah. You can smell the grapiness. It's
stronger, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of blue fruit, though. Yeah, so if you can see that, the difference in color, the darkness of it, very, very purpley. Like you can't even see your fingers underneath if you look to the bottom of the glass. Where John's Zinfandel, like I said, it was ruby color, a little more Pinot Noir like. You could see right through it.
This is a little more luxurious. That is very smooth. That is lushful.
Luscious.
Luscious.
Yeah.
So no, that's a good wine.
So this this Primitivo di Manduria, Sessantanni, this is a unique product from the Wine Connection in North Andover. Sam Messina made a connection like 4 or 5 years ago with this winery, and he's been able to bring it in, and it's interesting because the wine has just slowly gone up. It used to be about $24.99. Now it's up to like $28.99. But Manduria is a special place. Primitivo was one of the main wines of Puglia. Okay, it's revered. It's almost like Sangiovese is to in Tuscany, and Manduria is where the highest quality wines are said to come from. It's along the inlet. The Salento Peninsula, has an eastern side that faces, the what is that with the Greek? It's the Mediterranean comes around, and then it was the Tyrrhenian Sea on that. No, the Ionian is further south. Yeah, what's the one with the Venice? Venice is, I've been there so many times. But anyway, it gets a lot of the Adriatic. Good man. Teddy knows his globe. But on there's an inlet on the western side, and as you can just imagine the toe and then the boot of Italy. Okay, so there's that inlet in there. Manduria is right on that inlet. Gets a lot of cooling breezes that come up from the African coast and stuff. So it's a special place. They usually do pretty well, and the wines from there, like I said, very unique. The Primitivo would taste slightly different from other places. They're fruitier. They get they mature quicker. And the phenolic qualities and characteristics are a little more present in all the wines and stuff.
And that's in 2018.
2018, yeah. Oh yeah, it's an ageable wine. It's a very ageable wine, but as you can tell, much more intensity, concentration, and like Mike said it. Yeah, it's luscious. It's got a velvety.
Befitting the
texture.
color. Yeah.
Befitting the color and everything. So.
Yeah. It's a nice feel. Nice.
Yeah. So you can drink that. You can drink that with any kind of Italian, Italian food and stuff. Pasta, like
Bolognese, anything.
Bolognese, yeah. And believe it or not, the Italians in that area, like I said, they chill it sometimes. You can even have it with fish. I wouldn't prefer it with white fish and stuff, but I guess fish dishes you can put them in with. I mean, there are fish dishes with red sauces.
A dish, right. There you go.
So you could have it, but it would be. It's definitely a good companion for that. And this is 14.5% alcohol, so it's got some. It's got some heft to it, some engine. So. That's worth trying. Unfortunately, you can't get John Campanini's Old Vin Zinfandel, but maybe if you write to me, I can get you a bottle, to try or something. But you'll have to make a donation to John's favorite charity.
Oh, there you go.
Rosario,
right? Down in Providence.
Madonna di Rosario Society. So John's the president. It's a society that Catholic society that John helps run with several of his friends, and they raise money to help out elderly down on their luck. They'll buy them groceries, and get them rides and stuff like that. So they hold an annual golf tournament.
I might need them in the near future.
Yes,
helping the elderly.
So I should have shut this off. That's my daughter calling me from North Carolina. We'll talk to her later.
She must want you to ship a bottle of that Zinfandel down to her.
Yeah. So
don't send her mine.
you know, this is Memorial Day weekend will be coming up. Teddy informed me that, you know, we're not going to have a show Memorial Day, okay, but maybe later in the week we'll do a show. Things just snuck up on us because we usually do a red, white, and blue show, Memorial Day show. Maybe we'll do it after Memorial Day, you know.
We'll see. We
But
could let it go for a week. We'll see. We'll see how it rolls.
but it's a good, you know, it's a good time for grilling out with friends, enjoying things. You know, there are some great, you know, American wines. It's an American holiday, so I hope you would, you know, buy your wines, good Cabernets, Pinot Noirs, and even the whites, Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, and have a good party. I used to recommend the Federalist wines,
Yes,
you know, because they got Washington, Ben
Federal.
Franklin
Yep.
on the cover, and also the Freak Show wines, you know, from
Freak Show,
yeah, Freak Show wines. So, but whatever you do, make it safe, drink responsibly, and have a good time.
Right.
Now, I'm sorry to hear that your Bruins are resting in peace. They didn't.
Yeah, no big deal. Could have gone either way. The other team just had a little more push, a little more
Yeah,
physical.
Florida Panthers.
And you know, sometimes the Bruins just can't put that puck in the back of the net, and that's what happens. No big deal. And don't get too excited about the Celtics having an easy time there either. That could be touch and go.
Paces, yeah, the paces.
That could be touch and go.
So that should be good. Yeah, so it's still a lot of sports to watch, and especially for the local teams. I don't think the Red Sox.
A women's hockey team here in Lowell, the Saugus Arena, seeing a lot of action.
Yeah,
Great
doing very
crowds.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good for them. Good for them. Okay, well, until our next show, we have a great Memorial Day. Any closing thoughts, Mike?
No. Looking forward to Memorial Day. It's always fun. And there we go.
May the wine be with you.